We all know the feeling of stumbling upon a place or a thing that seems out of time, a relic of the past that shouldn't exist or shouldn't be here anymore. For some, those are the best kinds of discoveries. History, mystery, nostalgia. But let's think of the places like that for a second, the ones that are just out of time. What if they aren't just out of time, but out of reality, caught in another dimension that bleeds over into ours in strange ways? Today I am gone? Nah. Tell you about a town that is both forgotten and never known that it's being watched. Watched by the very beings who live beyond our world, unseen, unheard, yet always present. And if you like hearing stories like this, please show your support and stay up to date on new releases. It really helps me out. So let's dive right into it. I remember that summer vividly. The sun burned hotter than usual, and the nights felt like they stretched longer than they should. But it wasn't the weather that made that year unforgettable. It was the house, the one at the very end of Hollow Street. Everyone in our small town knew about it. The Granger House, they called it. Sprawling, decaying Victorian mansion that stood alone. Its once white paint now, a canvas of mold and rot. Curtains fluttered in windows, long broken, and ivy wrapped around it like the hands of something trying to drag it into the earth. It had been abandoned for years. Or so we thought. You see, the Granger family vanished one night. No goodbyes, no signs of struggle, just gone. The house sat untouched, since as if frozen in time. Some said they moved away in a hurry. Others claimed they'd seen lights in the windows weeks after, but no one ever investigated, not in this town. We knew better than to poke into shadows that didn't want to be disturbed. That is, until Ava came along. Ava was 14, brave, curious, and stubborn. She lived with her grandmother, Miren, at the corner of Hollow and Pine. Miren was an old woman with sharp eyes and a quiet strength. Some whispered she was a witch. Others knew it. She didn't hide it, not really. Not when it came to protecting the people she loved. That August, Ava passed the Granger house more times than usual. Her bike route changed. She didn't know why. She just felt drawn to it, like something was calling her. One evening, as the sky melted into a blood-red dusk, she slowed her bike near the iron gate. The air shifted, colder, heavier. Her skin prickled. Then she heard it, a voice faint, hollow. Help, she froze.
Ow.
No one else was around. The street was empty, the world hushed. The sound had come from the house. From the basement, she should have run. But Ava wasn't like most people. She left her bike by the gate and stepped onto the overgrown path. The porch creaked beneath her weight. The door opened with a groan, not locked, but waiting. Inside, the air was thick with dust and decay. Furniture stood covered in white sheets, yellowed by time. Family photos on the walls were scratched, their faces blurred. Ava's steps echoed softly as she moved deeper. Then she found the basement door. It was sealed shut with nails, salt, and something older. Symbols carved into the wood, pulsing faintly. She knew magic when she saw it. That night, Ava ran home and burst into her grandmother's kitchen. Miren didn't ask questions. She just looked at Ava, saw the pale terror in her eyes, and nodded. "It's time," Miren said. That night, they prepared. Salt, candles, a book bound in leather and string. Ava had never seen her grandmother chant before, never seen her eyes glow like that. Silver and wild. They set out just before midnight. Back at the house, Miren placed her hand on the door. Her face darkened. They were trapped, she said, not by chance, by force. The house isn't haunted. It's feeding. With a wave of her hand, the door cracked open. They descended into darkness. The basement was deeper than it should have been, impossible in structure. The walls breathed. Chains rattled, though nothing moved. And in the center of the room were 6 figures, ghostly, translucent, and bound by black tendrils of smoke. The Grangers, Ava gasped. One of the spirits turned toward her, the mother. Her lips moved. "He wants more," she whispered. Then the room screamed. The shadows lashed out, swirling into a monstrous form. Eyes opened in the darkness. Not human, not alive. The entity hissed, furious at the intrusion. It surged forward. But Miren stood tall. She raised her hands, chanting in a voice that trembled the walls. Ava joined her, voice shaky but determined. The sigils burned in the floor. The shadows recoiled. Ava threw the salt in a circle. Creature shrieked. It tried to pull her in, but the light from their spell pushed it back. The spirits of the Grangers began to glow, the smoke around them unraveling. With a final cry, Miren slammed her palm to the ground. The floor cracked, light bursting through like a sunrise. The creature screamed one last time and shattered into 1,000 shards of shadow. Silence fell. The Grangers collapsed, unconscious but breathing, real, alive. Miren turned to Ava, sweat pouring down her face. They were taken by a feeder, spirit that draws power from pain, fear, imprisonment. It wanted them, and now it wants you. They got the family out quietly. The town never learned the truth. They wouldn't have believed it anyway. But Ava knew. So did her grandmother. The Grangers moved away soon after, grateful but silent. Their memories were fractured like waking from a nightmare with only pieces left. As for the house, it burned down days later. No one knew how. One moment it stood, the next ashes. Some say lightning, others arson. Ava never said a word. But at night, she sometimes sees something move in the trees near where it once stood. A flicker of shadow, a whisper in the wind, and Miren. She's been quieter since that night, watching the skies, keeping herbs by every door and salt at every window. Ava asked her once if it was really over. No, she said. It never ends. It just sleeps. Now Ava walks with eyes wide open. She feels the pull of places others avoid, and she listens. Because somewhere out there, something still feeds. And one day it might call again. But this time, she'll be ready. So what do you think? Do you know of any places that feel like they're out of time or out of place? Do you believe that things from other dimensions can cross over and affect our world in ways we do and understand? Let me know in the comments below. I always love reading what you have to say. If you liked this story, check out this other one. It's got a similar vibe. Please show your support. Share this with someone who loves spooky stories, and I'll see you next time.